to split our days into 24 hours like that, and we used it. And last blank value, this is extensively used in our functions. And the next day, next quarter, similar like that, depends on the thing. And open balancing year, quarter, month, this is for financial. And parallel period, if you go with the same period this year, last year, and the previous days also we used in a separate way. And total MTD, YTD, and this is used for things. Predominantly, I would say the filter function and date functions are the most predominant used by any developer. And with regard to the logical, we may use, yes, along with this filter functions. If you go dealing with your filter functions, and logical will plays a vital role. If you want to add more than one column in your filter functions, then you need to use and or not like that actually. And you can use a switch also. If you have a, if you want to display, if a month number is one, you want to display a text value as January. If the month number two, you want to display as February. For that, you can use the switch case, which is extensively used for any developer. This is must know. And the name of which is not widely used, but in sometimes we may use this actually. And apart from this, we extensively use on this text related function. Yes, we want to show whether it's a blank, whether it is left, right, or trim, or you want to lower or mid, or you want to replace it, or you want to repeat this string. Let's say if you want to repeat 10 star, you can put it a repeat asterisk that will display the 10 comma 10. And right, search, trim, and unique or unique head upper value. This is predominantly we used in our thing. Most probably the recommended would be if you are doing any kind of the operations on text trim right left, better you can do it in the Power Query, or else that would be the recommended one. And when you're supposed to go ahead with this parent-child relationship, yes, this is the one. Let's say you have a manager, and your manager has a manager, and his manager has a manager. If you have a hierarchy kind of a thing, at that time, definitely this path DAX function is very useful for you. And let's say uh, the query functions that we need to know. This query functions is when you actually need this. Predominantly, you are not supposed to do that. Let's say if you want to group by with the DAX functions for a typical scenario, at the time you may need this actually. Most probably, you can do it the group by functions in the Power Query, and you want to do a roll up subtotal or roll up group or sample or summarize column. Yeah, summarize columns is one of the DAX functions which extensively used by any PBA developer. And add missings, we hardly use it. And current group, we can use it actually. And the other thing, we are not supposed to use much of this thing. And hardly, if you go with the substitute index thing, we may use it actually. And let's say if you are deal with any kind of a mathematical functions, let's say, right. And this is if you're a person, you are dealing with the mathematicals along with the data science, and you want to see about the chi-square distribution and all these things. And you can make use of these functions. And trigonometry, it has rich of trigonometry also, you can make use of it. Predominantly here we are use the floor functions, or the odd functions, the power functions, which may used in some other. And if you created the random, we are used it. And sum x, we are used it. And we need to know sum and sum x, right? Sum is for aggregator, and sum x is an iterator. So it will go by row by row. That we need to know, understand it. And those are the interesting functions on this thing actually. And the other thing, we go and go with the query that we discuss about it. And this is purely on the statistical. In the statisticals, you can see, right, you have a lot of the aggregate function as well. You can see, right, the min, max, and max f, max x actually. Predominantly, if you have anything with min, max, average, those are all or the aggregated function that will aggregate at the table level. And if you go with anything with max x or average x or min x, that will go by row. That is iterative. And this is nothing but your distinct count of blank, distinct count. Predominantly, we used in our thing. And apart from this, you can see average we predominantly used it. And out of this 43 functions, we hardly, I would say, we can use maybe 15 to 20 things actually. And if you are a good experience, you are advanced on this thing, and these window functions will help you a lot actually. Like out of 20 functions, we are not supposed to use all the 20 functions. At the last, at the least, I would say 4 to 5 functions we can use it. Maybe rank we use it, and row number will be used for some operations, and maybe moving average we will use it, and expand we use it, first we use it, last we use it, and index we are extensively use it. And this is the function actually. And if you go with the engineering, and we are not supposed to use it, okay, and date we discuss about it, and logical we discuss about it, and text functions, these are a rich of text functions that you can make use of with this formula. And the other thing is, if you want to see your kind of repository informations, your informations, and this would be the one table where you can get rich use of your things, your contains whatever the thing, right? And there is blank or has a filter. Let's say if you filter a slicer, whether it has two values in it, we need to check whether it has one filter or more than one value for an item. Those things can be get from here. And is scope, is in scope, is non-text, these are all things. Username and user principal, when you go with RLS, you may use extensively use these functions. So, and there are some other called system functions. This is all the metadata, your metadata tables actually. And today I use the one of the metadata table. This is the info functions, this is the metadata functions. All your metadata functions will start with the prefix as info. And if you want to know about this, you can just copy here and paste it. Let's say if I want to see the column name, I can just, instead of that, I can put it as a, no need to remember here. You can see you need to select here, and you can just run this query directly. This will list out uh, all your uh, all your columns here. And the other thing is, what I would like to mention here is, as soon as I'm just clearing the filter here, as soon as if I say if I want to see any of the functions here, let's say I want to see the contents. If I'm just clicking on the contents, it directly navigate to the Dax Studio. So I'm just skipping the verifications here, and after that I can directly go here, the contents row. You can see. So likewise, we made the Excel sheets in such a way. What are the functions you are seeing? The same Dax Studio functions will be there, and along with that, we provide a hyperlink here. It is easy for you to navigate all your functions actually. And also, we place here the subject wise, the category wise. What is it? The date, time, and the filter. Whatever you are seeing, right? We filter out here whatever the categories, and that will show you the respective count over here. And you can see we have around 35 DAX functions. Hardly a developer may use not more than 70 DAX formula, I would say. Out of 430, let's say, out of a third 430, a developer may not, let's say this is the count, right? Out of 430, maybe a developer may use not more than 270. Let's say put a 70, 435. You are not supposed to use more than 20% actually. 20%, I would say. 20% maybe you, if you are being in the person of 0 to 10, you will be a basic uh, uh, DAX developer. And if you are with 10 to 15%, I would say you are a intermediate developer. And if I'm saying 20 to 15 to 20, you are a advanced DAX developer. But apart from this, even if you understand the 20% of your DAX formula, that is enough from you. On top of that, you should understand what about all the other functions as well. It's not, you should not stink yourself with the 20 formulas. I'm just giving a kind of a random numbers, an appropriate number for any developer here. And if you want to see what the dax description here, you can able to see the dax functions in the respective description here actually. I hope this presentation will help you a lot more insight, and you can directly make use of this Excel sheet while you